Greetings Earthlings and welcome to another episode of The Right Roast. Today, quite simply, we'll be tasting two coffees and talking about the difference between the processes. One will be washed and one will be a natural. Here we are. So, we have one by Nomad, a Kenyan, and it's a washed coffee, and one by Coutume, and it's a natural. So, the process of a coffee means it's the point at which the cherries are picked from the trees and then the bean inside has to be removed. Now, how the bean is extracted from the fruit will affect the flavor of your coffee. So if it's a washed coffee, that means the cherries are going to go through a thorough washing process at the origin of where the coffees are grown. So basically they'll go through some kind of milling machine. They're either shaking the coffees around, they're being washed a lot, and eventually the fruit part is completely removed and you have a clean, wet coffee bean that will then be laid out and dried. Or, at the other end of the scale, is the natural process, which is also called a dry process, because basically the fruits are spread out, left in the sun to dry, and the fruit will just eventually rot away, and all that rotting process will really affect the character of the coffee, because rotting flavors penetrate the beans. Even if you clean them up later, it's been affected. I've chosen the MPANGA natural because for me it has a much more subtle background flavor in the natural process than most, because the natural process can create very overt characteristics in the cup, particularly with specialty coffee, being sensitive in the light roasting process to different changes. Well, I can smell straight away there's a kind of sweet funkiness that you only get with naturals, and it's a little hard to describe because some people might call it a sort of melon sweetness or a chocolatey sweetness. But it's immediately there in the taste. It's something a little bit, it's punchy but not acidic. So think of it as something quite full in flavor, but it adds this wonderful character to the whole coffee. It gives it a much more weird sweetness. Now, the washed coffee. Instantly I can see that there is so much more sharpness and acidity. It's very low acidity with natural coffees. It has a more tart feel as well. Those wonderful berries and crisp flavors that really jump out at you with a washed coffee. You can really tell that these beans have been strongly affected by the process in which they were cleaned. And there are processes in between. Look out for different processes from different coffees in different countries and really work out which ones you like best and which ones really show prominence with those characteristics. So basically that's it. Those are the two different processes, and please go out and read more about it. There's a lot written about all this stuff, and enjoy your coffee.